What's going on, everybody? It's Eugene Hutton with Where the Wild Things Are, and it's time for one of my longer opinions. Um, and this one's entitled "Grown Men Don't Cry." So I'm gonna tell you all a story, and if I don't start with the context, then you won't really get it. So a little bit of background of me, how I grew up, and it sounds weird now, but you'll get it. Why I have a soft spot for single mothers. So I grew up pretty rough. Uh, we'll call it dirt floor poor. We'll call it substance abuse. We'll call it all the bad things. But that was by a single mother. And maybe she didn't do it right. Maybe she didn't do it all. Maybe she didn't know how. I definitely know she didn't know how. But she was trying to do it alone at a very young age. And I won't tell you all the age, but beyond or below the age you would expect. Okay. So I have a soft spot for single mothers, and a lot of that stems from that because I grew up as the oldest in a family of five that didn't really have the same fathers. We didn't have the same consistency. We didn't have really the same mother. We had a different person depending on when we came to the show. Okay. All right. So I understand what it's like to be poor, and poor in state of mind, poor in bank account, poor in man, I understand poor. Okay. Like I know what it's like to have your debit card or your card, whatever card you got. I know what it's like to have it declined. I was in the age of actual food stamps. Okay, like some of you guys don't remember this, like the paper things that look like Monopoly money that the people laughed at you for, but your mom sent you to the store anyway because she didn't know any better and she was a little too embarrassed to do for herself. In my case, so I know about WIC, Women in Charge. I know about EBT, Eating Better Tonight. That's not what it stands for, I don't think, but that's what we always said. And so that's me in my context. That's me in my poor story. Like it doesn't do me any good to talk about a subject that I only see from the outside. I've seen it from the outside, I've seen it from the inside, I've seen it from in between, and I've seen it from any other angle you can think of. I know poor. I get it. So, what comes to our story? Why why do they say grown men don't cry? I don't know. I think it's like a 50s, 60s like idea of manhood, like where if you're a man, you just can't cry. Like it's just not manly. Well, like a Tim McGraw song that says "Grown men don't cry." I'll try to put it in the link. Hopefully, I don't mess it up, but maybe you guys have heard the song. But so what happened? Me and my daughter. I have a small daughter under the age of 13. It was just me and her this day in a grocery store within the radius of where we usually shop. Okay. We were behind three people, what I would call the mama or the grandma, the mother, and a kid. Okay. Small kid. He had the little sunglasses on that I don't know, they got from some display and he was playing with some Hot Wheels car. Mom was wearing a some scrubs of some kind, probably a CNA or a nurse of some kind, trying to make it, doing her best. And grandma, I think, or mom to mom, was there trying to help out, like they do, like any good mom does. Even when they don't have, they'll give. And I watched it happen, guys. Like I was behind them, me and my daughter, we were buying an embarrassing amount of just like pre-made cookies for a theatrical production that school was putting on that we were supporting. So we were buying a lot of cookies and we looked ahead, not we, but I looked ahead, and man, they had basics, guys, like paper paper products and sanitizing products, and there was a Hot Wheels car for the kid, and man, just the stuff you need to survive, like as people. And so what happened, guys? Like what happened is that grandma or mom to mom, however you want to look at it, she stepped up to help. I think that's why she was there. And she pulled out her card and she swiped it or inserted. I don't know. I didn't pay attention that close, but I know it got declined. And they went through the process of trying to make it happen a couple of times. Like the cashier was really nice. It didn't happen. So she's a small woman. I'm right behind her. And I watched her open up her billfold, or what do you guys call those? Like a clutch or something? I don't know. But she pulled out her last 20, guys. Like she pulled out her last 20 to buy the basics for her family, for her grandchild, and for her daughter. I don't know where you guys are at. I don't know. I'm not a rich person, but I couldn't watch it happen. I knew these people needed help, not because I wanted to make this video. This video is so far past this event, you guys don't even understand. This video is about understanding what it's like to need help. And these people needed help. I'm not a rich person, but I could afford what they were getting, and I was buying cookies. It was donation to school, but still I was buying cookies and they couldn't afford the basics. If you can't step in right here, guys, like if you don't have $40 where their bill is 20 and you can't, man, I don't know what to tell you. Then you've never been there. You've never felt the embarrassment. You've never felt that spotlight that they felt like they had on them. Maybe I made it worse. I don't know. But I paid for their stuff. Why did I pay for their stuff? Because I just saw a mom trying to do her best for her kid with a mom who was trying to do the best for her kid. And that's how I grew up. That's how I grew up. I grew up all moms, all women who were trying to do the best they could to raise young men. And young men aren't easy. They didn't get it all the time. But that's a lot of that's our fault as young men. Like, they're not supposed to get it. It's supposed to be balanced. And that's my opinion. That's how we run our household. Like, we have a balanced opinion. We have a balanced everything. Like, mom knows things that I don't know, that I can't even begin to know or describe. And I would argue that it's true the other way around. Men seem like simple creatures, but sometimes it takes a man to tell a boy how to be a man. That's not anything against anybody who's trying to raise a kid in any kind of way. Respect to you. Make that kid happy. But in my opinion, it has to be balanced. Science says so. And if you argue with science, then I don't know, man. That one's pretty proven. So it's been months since this happened. This is obviously not for what I would call immediate validation. This is a video about just me maybe telling y'all, I say y'all a lot, me telling y'all to remember that people are people. We all go through hard times. We all are embarrassed. We all, maybe not all of us, but most of us know what it's like to have a card declined with a line behind us. It's not fun. It's embarrassing. It's all the worst fears you have as a person in this day and age. You just don't want to be in that position. And so, yeah, I did what I did. I told my story. My story is not to reach this person. I doubt it ever will. I don't remember who they are. I never knew. My story is to tell you, to tell y'all, have some empathy. Realize that people are people, even if you don't know them. People are people, even if you don't agree with them, even if you don't want to agree with them. Maybe they don't agree with you. Isn't that the point? Isn't that the point of this whole country we got going, where like you can say what you want? Is it not just say what you want, or is it say what you want as long as I agree with it? I don't know. I have a feeling that the way it was built was say what you want, feel what you want. Maybe you guys will trash me on this one. Maybe you'll say that I'm looking for something that I'm not. But y'all, y'all, again, I understand hard times. I understand hard times probably more than most. If there's an abuse out there, your boy has suffered it. I'm not saying I'm a perfect guy, but I'm willing to be vulnerable and understand that not everybody's perfect, including me, including you. So maybe nobody will watch this. Maybe somebody will. But that day, at the end of the day, I got to show my daughter why people care. And people should just care because we're all the same. It shouldn't be for validation. It really shouldn't be for anything. Maybe this is too much. But at the end of the day, my young daughter saw that I cared for a stranger, and maybe someday she'll go and she'll do it the same. I don't know. The Bible says if you raise up a child in the way they should go, they will not depart from it. Y'all take it for what it was, whatever you want to. But that was my experience in this situation. So thank you guys for staying tuned. I know it's been a little bit. Not a lot of people are watching. That's okay. But the people that are watching, maybe they'll take something forward. Pay it forward. Isn't that what we say? But don't just say it. Do it. Understand that people are human. Regardless of if you accept their social situation or not. They are who they are. For the time that you have to interact with a stranger, just give them humanity. That's about it. That's the whole message. We're all people. Treat us like people, or treat each other like people. Thank you for staying tuned this long. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for staying where the wild things are.